The journey continues? What? Wait. The journey continues to where?
Ooh, they're announcing the next one. They're announcing 2026 now.
No.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
That's in San Francisco. I was just there.
Yeah, they're announcing it now.
That's San Francisco.
So random.
No, yeah, but
was that San Francisco?
I know what's happening.
I don't know what the Chase Center. Dude, wait, can we?
What's happening? We're getting a America.
Why is it so?
10? Is that what's happening?
Why are we only in California? Is the Gen 10 game in California? Jake, we were just discussing this. Why would they level up? Why would they double up like that?
Sounds like Gen 10 to me.
Gen 10 in California. So Pokemon Worlds is in 2025 is in Anaheim, which I don't even know what part of California that is. And Pokemon Worlds 2026 is in San Francisco.
They should have done.
Why would they double up like that?
They should have done. Is
there a solution
on the East Coast?
Bro, but unless they're trying to, is it baby bait for me to go? Yes, they're trying to tell us that the next game after Legends ZA is California, because 2026 when is the 30th year anniversary, whatever game we're gonna get. This feels like they're trying to hint us.
So
we make a podcast.
I agree 100%.
Yeah. No, please, Soul. I'm so sorry.
No, that's it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think it sounds right.
So I think what's going on is that between now and okay, so like when do you imagine that Gen 10 gets announced? Okay.
2025.
Sure.
Yeah,
so between now and the next Worlds, you imagine that that Gen 10 gets announced, and you discover that maybe it's coming out in when, Dusty?
I would like Gen 10 to come out in 2025 so we can enjoy it in 2026.
So I think what's happening here is that they're telling you where Worlds is, but then they're also telling you where the next one is, because you're gonna be in the region where Gen 10 takes place after the next Worlds happens.
Yeah.
So it would be weird to go, we don't have the Gen 10 game, but we're in the Gen 10 region right now for Worlds.
Yeah,
That's dumb.
Yeah.
So it's just telling everybody, no, don't worry. You're going to be here for the next one. Yeah. So it's getting ahead of that conversation. Yeah.
Do you think it's a tease? I mean, that felt like that just seems bizarre to me. What the heck? I think you're right. I just think you're right, but I'm also, I don't know. I almost don't even trust myself. That's crazy.
I don't think it's a tease, because I think that they can.
There goes my camera.
I don't think it's a tease, just because I feel like everything in this community is red. So it kind of doesn't. It won't flag to the people that don't pay attention to these things.
Sure.
Yeah, but no, I just think it's like. I just think it would be weird. It would be like. So, like, let's say they announce for fall 2025, the Gen 10 game is coming out, right?
Yeah.
And, like, when do you announce that? Like, you know what I mean? Everybody just did Worlds in California, and it's like, when do you tell them?
Yeah.
That when's like the organic time to tell them that the next Worlds is in California too, where they can actually play the Gen 10 game?
Yeah.
So you do it here, yeah.
Yeah, because I think the time limit that we're looking at, and Soul interrupts because I feel like sometimes
I'm tweeting, so
I feel like you have some different insight, but
no, I don't have much.
I think it gets sticky when we try to figure out whenever we're gonna play Legends ZA. The fact that we still don't know anything about it, I'm like, what are they gonna drop it? First quarter, second quarter? If they're gonna drop it third quarter,
about that?
It would drop fourth quarter.
Yeah. So I think the thing to note about Legends ZA is that Legends Arceus came out in like an extremely weird time, right? It came out two months after BDSP. It never got a holiday season to itself, and it still sold phenomenally well. I think Legends ZA is a flexible title, and I don't necessarily know that they need to adhere to some like it's just it being adjacent to the mainline games in the way that it is.
Yeah.
I don't know if they necessarily. I think what I think it works as like okay, we can maybe adjust and release this when it works, and it also might be there might be some funny business going on with Nintendo with Legends ZA and when they deploy that, because they're trying to push the Switch over a certain sales goal, and it's like, okay, maybe we've got this holiday lineup for the Switch. We actually don't need to deploy this Pokemon title immediately, but it would be really helpful for the grander Nintendo release schedule to deploy Legends ZA in February, in March.
Yeah, and so also like not distract from the main line. So it's like you're not getting twisted. It's like this is never coming out on a holiday, because if it does, it also maybe threatens, like it becomes a more direct comparison in terms of quality or preference or whatever, right? Between the two, between the two styles of games.
Yeah, I do think though. I see a lot of people online talk about like, oh, Legends ZA is going to be like the later half of next year. It's going to be in the, and I'm like, guys, if it is anywhere freaking close to the fall, they would just hold that dang game for November.
Yeah, exactly.
They would they just like it's.
If it's not coming out in the summer,
yeah.
Like if it comes out any later than the summer, it's coming out around the holidays. And I think
I would even say hard. I would even do a hard cutoff around June, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. So then what does next year look like? I mean, if we have the next 2 years, I guess. Yeah. Even planning. So okay, this is what Tuesday is going to be about, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
So the next.
So really quick, can I address something in the chat? I think there's some confusion about like why did they reveal Legends ZA when they did, and I gotta tell you, I think Nintendo made them do it.
Yeah, they said like you have nothing for 2024. Tell the audience.
A lot of people
tell the shareholders that something's coming out.
A lot of people thought that it had to do with Power World, and they wanted to hit back at Power World because it was
there's no way.
I mean,
Nintendo,
maybe that's
that's
an extra value, but like that's
people
not the intention.
People in that like 1 month period really overvalued the impact, I think, of Power World on that's just not how they opt. It doesn't make any sense.
Power World was only a response. It like only had value in
Power World was a fad
to Pokemon. Yeah.
Yeah, and I do think that like Nintendo at the beginning of the year was in a very different position than when they are now. People thought that the Nintendo Switch 2 was going to come out early this year. Yeah. And like now, Nintendo had not announced their fall lineup. I don't know if a lot of that fall lineup was even locked in. Yeah. And I think there was, there's encroaching like this end of the fiscal year stuff coming up for Nintendo, some reviews with some like the annual shareholder meeting, that kind of stuff. And to be able to say we have a Pokemon game coming out for the Nintendo Switch is, I think that is a important chess piece. And like Nintendo does own a portion of this brand, and they get to play that card every now and then. And I don't think they play the card a lot. I do think they played the card this time now, knowing what we know, because it is a very weird announcement to say, okay, we're starting our official PR push. People are doing PR for Pokemon Legends ZA starting at the very beginning of 2024,
but
and they are never speaking again. They are never speaking again for the rest of the year. That is extreme. That only happens because somebody said we need to deploy this for a very specific reason.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
What are you guys thinking for timeline then? I'm thinking the game just comes. I don't know. It's tough to say because I'm like, they haven't announced it. If they're not going to talk about it if they're not going to talk about Pokemon Legends ZA until 2025, then like they got to give it like at least like 4 months lead time for promotion. It's not an album, right? It's not like it's not Beyonce shadow dropping an album. They can't do that.
So so here's what's going on, right? So now we have a hard date on the Pocket game. Okay.
October 31st.
And that positioning and giving it a date like that, I think you almost do have to think of this as like a big release for them. Like they're treating it like a game release.
Absolutely.
And so I think that you can't start advertising in earnest Pokemon Legends ZA until after Pocket comes out. I don't think they work that way. Yeah. So I think we have to, and at that point you're looking at like going into November, December. That's not when you talk about games that are not coming out in the holiday season. So So yeah, I kind of don't think they will talk about Legends ZA until 2025. Yeah, I guess so. Which is weird. I wouldn't have said that to you yesterday.
Yeah.
But that's kind of. But the other thing
how much
is,
lead up time do you think that the game needs?
Well, so here's the
like
other thing going on. Arkson in the chat points out they may wait for the reveal of the Switch successor, and I actually agree with that. I do think there is a good chance that in a month, in a couple of months, Nintendo reveals the Nintendo Switch 2. They show a bunch of not only Switch 2 games running on it, but original Switch games as well, maybe with enhancements. And I could even see them debuting something that looks like gameplay in a Nintendo Switch 2 reveal.
Yeah.
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 Because then that would
you see the best version of the game.
Well, and think about it this way. Maybe you know that maybe like Nintendo knows that as part of this video that they're using to show the Nintendo Switch 2, they will be showing Pokemon Legends ZA. Then that answers the question, why did you reveal that game? Because you have to reveal it before Nintendo shows it.
Yeah.
So and maybe you thought the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal was going to be months earlier. Maybe it was pushed back. I think a lot of people speculated on that. So maybe it was, okay, we're going to announce Legends ZA. Nintendo will show it in their Nintendo Direct. And then that Nintendo Direct got pushed back, and now there's this weird period of time between. Yeah, so I think that makes a lot of sense.
Sheesh. Because we really just could get Legends ZA. I guess Legends ZA just comes out next year. But then because if Worlds
it does,
is
no matter what.
So Worlds is August. It just said August 15th. Yeah, August, Anaheim 2025 Worlds, August 15th. Do we know at that time when PLZA is coming out? Do we know that's coming out in the holiday, or is it already out and we don't? That's crazy.
It's already out.
It's already out. But,
it's already out.
But on Pokemon Day, February.
I think
are they like announcing Gen 10 for 2025? No way. I'm thinking Pokemon Day next year in February. They go, make sure you buy Legends ZA.
Legends ZA is coming out for the original Nintendo Switch after the Switch 2 releases.
Yeah.
That's my take.
Yeah.
That's my take. Maybe it's got some enhanced juice because of the Switch 2. You can play it on that Switch 2. Kind of a black 2 white 2 situation.
Totally.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that way
I've been saying this exactly as well. I agree 100%.
It just makes sense, and I think it makes sense for Nintendo to deploy it that way. To be honest with you, like it could probably come out before the Switch 2, but I think it's advantageous for them to actually wait, put it on both, and it's definitely coming out on the original Nintendo Switch. Sometimes I see people dispute that, and they are insane. It is definitely coming out on the original Nintendo Switch.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what they announced it as. Yeah.
Yeah. Will they make like a separate SKU? Like, will there be a different cartridge for the Switch 2? I don't think so. That's not typically. It's not typically how putting two different
Nintendo
products like that
does,
on store shelves. Yeah, that would be a very it would be a very un-Nintendo and un-Pokemon thing to do. So I don't think so, but we don't really know how Nintendo's handling any of that stuff, so it's hard to say, but I would say no.
Sheesh, man. So that means
I agree with you.
That I'm imagining 2026, that Pokemon Day is when they announce Gen 10, and then we just get Gen 10 at the end of 2026. So
yes.
But then it's like, why is it double California?
Wait. So you're saying
I'm just confused if like if they're gonna announce like Pokemon Day, okay, in February, this upcoming February. What is that? 7 months, 6 months from now, whatever.
Yeah.
What do they promote? Pokemon Legends ZA? Do they say, okay, this is what they do. They go,
yes,
make sure you buy Pokemon Legends ZA in 2 months, but also at the end of the year, Gen 10. And then San Francisco 2026, Gen 10 is already out because it came out at the end of 2025. The game takes place in the Pokemon Universe version of San Francisco. Right, Jake? We talked about this.
I'm having a hard time selling myself on 2025 Gen 10.
Me too. I'm like, it's too much. It's too much packed all in one.
Yeah,
no, I don't think that's happening.
But then when is Gen 10 coming out? At the end of 2026?
And I think the other thing is, here's the thing. If Gen 10 came out in 2025, I hate to tell you this, that's a Switch 1 game.
Yeah.
Period. There is
it's true. No, it's true because they're working on it already.
You're telling me that's no, but they're gonna want to.
And just
that's why they pushed it back.
No, that is not. See, it's just
There's a lot of
that's not how it
assumptions.
works.
A lot of
It's not how it
assumptions.
works. No, like the reason Pokemon Scarlet and Violet sells so well is because of the Switch install base.
Yeah.
It's like you need.
So that's
to
what we
wait
could end up with.
for-
Yeah.
You need to wait for Nintendo to migrate that audience and get a bunch of people on it before
Dude.
you cut off all of the
And they could be doing a thing where they're almost like they might be just waiting to see what the success of the Switch 2 is. Because there is
no, they're not. No, they're not.
No, you don't think so?
No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. No,
Alright.
no, because that's
If
not.
anything,
Because that's
they're
not.
not worried about a
No,
Wii 2.
no.
Wii,
So
Wii U.
the thing that people I think miss a lot of the times is that this is not a normal console shift. The Switch to the Switch 2, the development tools that they're using are going to be extremely similar because of how the Switch is built.
Yeah,
It's
okay,
a scale.
sure,
It's a scalable system.
Yeah.
So when I say if Gen 10 comes out in 2025, it's on the Switch 1. Would there also be a Switch 2 version? Yeah, but that's because the way that these games work now, they're very easy to scale down.
Yes.
You can run them on low settings and you can run them on high settings.
Yeah,
That's how
they're not
all
building a
video
brand
game-
new engine for it.
No,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
how video game platforms work. But my take is that I just think that kind of stuff. That's not what Game Freak does. Game Freak builds one game for the lowest possible settings.
Yeah.
I don't know. So for me, just because of the way everything is shaking out, I think Gen 10 is 2026, and I think what they do in 2025 is a new thing that nobody knows yet. There's
New
a
game?
new weird thing.
What?
Weird thing.
Gen
Yeah,
5
new weird
remakes,
thing.
Gen 6
Um,
ports,
Like
HD,
not Let's Go,
Gen
but
6.
not Let's Go, but something like Let's Go did not exist.
That's
before
Legend ZA.
No.
Yes,
something
that's
new,
their weird
something
game.
New. No,
I
dude,
don't think
they're
so.
like
They're gonna.
what? Okay. What's Ilka got?
No, I agree.
What-
I
what
think
are they doing?
I think it could be X and Y.
I
They-
don't have to say anything because Jake's saying it all, man. Jake's saying it all. He's on the right track. That's all I have to say. That's what I think. I agree with you. I just agree with you. That's
Yeah.
everything.
You're telling me
I like the idea, Dusty. I like XY. I like that idea.
like the game can already be HD. You can play it HD on Citra. Like you can just
I don't think this is
like
yeah.
my brain goes to Pokemon X and Y ports, HD remasters, whatever, because it's a companion game to Pokemon Legends ZA. If there's obviously Legends ZA has a bunch of nostalgia, right? It's a game that is exciting because of the experience of X and Y, but for all the new players who haven't experienced the story of Kalos, this is a companion piece, right? Just like BDSP, right, was to Legends Arceus. It's like you get the main Sinnoh story and then you get the backstory. And I think this is an opportunity for Legends ZA.
My only issue with it, genuinely, I don't think you can have 3 games on store shelves called Pokemon X, Pokemon Y, and Pokemon ZA. I don't think you can do that.
Interesting, yeah. You don't think?
Yeah, and I know how stupid that sounds, but I really mean that. Okay,
what if it's this? Pokemon Legends Y.
You got the whole alphabet out here.
Pokemon Legends, because it's like Brilliant Diamond. There's Pokemon Diamond and then Brilliant Diamond. Pokemon ZX. Pokemon ZY. Come on, that's not confusing at all. That's a joke. That's confusing.
Yeah, no. I know. And now it's like, okay, so like, put your mind in this space.
Sure.
Nobody would have guessed that TCG Pocket would be the fall game in 2024. Okay. Nobody would have guessed that a year ago. And I think there's something.
Yeah.
There's some. You know what I mean?
But
there's something.
Pocket's not a console game.
But you see what I'm saying? There is something that we have not. We're all looking at the patterns and we're all using these known quantities, but I think that there's something else, and especially since whatever it is that comes out in the fall, I do think will still be, if there is something in the fall in addition to Legends ZA, I do think it is still Switch 1 era.
Sure.
Yeah, I still think that because like
that.
Dude,
that's the only thing I don't agree with you on, because if you think about with Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, that was like specifically to bring like Pokemon to the Switch.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Why do PlayStation 5 games also come out on PS4? Why?
No, I know. I agree with that, but
Yeah.
it's like we're talking Nintendo. I don't know. I don't know if
that's a good point because let's go Pikachu
let's
and
say,
Eevee.
let's say it comes out. The Switch 2 comes out. I mean, we got those reports recently, like in from April to like June or something like that.
Yeah.
That's a lot of months until November.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just feel so like sloppy.
Be something like that.
I'm like, why are these Legends games so sloppy? And I get it. If I don't know, Legends Arceus just wasn't spaced out, and I'm like,
so I see what you're saying.
It just feels weird. I'm like, what is the point?
I think you actually hit me with something that I was not previously considering. What if there is something that the Switch 2 can do that we don't know about yet?
Dual screens?
No, well, I don't know, but just like some gimmicky thing.
Heart Gold, Soul Silver.
Black the Switch could do the motion controls for like Let's Go and all that nonsense.
Yeah.
What if there is some little game being built around some Switch 2 feature for that's it. That's the answer. We just cracked the code. Generally.
Yeah. I mean, I think.
And then Gen 10 is like the true game where we're like finally released 30th year anniversary.
Yeah, okay.
And,
that's what's going on. Okay. We got it because the game that will still be the game that will still be on Switch will be Legend ZA. This little new gimmicky game will be the thing that they get a little comfy with the hardware.
Yeah,
they get a little they get a little practice.
Exactly.
They get to try out some new ideas. They maybe try to hook a little audience with whatever that gimmick is.
Yeah.
And then next year, Gen 10. Yeah.
The whole celebration.
Yep. That's the answer.
30th anniversary.
And then it's easy to make sense of how you market Legend ZA and a kind of gimmicky game at the same time. It's they don't directly compete with each other the way that a Legend ZA and like a Gen 10 at the same time would be like, oh, nobody gives a fuck about Legend ZA now,
Yeah.
So,
also, we can also think like this whole 2024 is like nothing. So they're probably going to hit us with a few things in the future.
Yeah, definitely.
So.
They're working.
Sheesh.
Yeah, they're working right now. So
they're working. And they're working on that. They got those Switch 2 dev kits over there. They're chilling with those puppies. Yep. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Bro, I'm so excited. Bramtastic's been a member for 10 months. A new Pokemon TCG RPG game like the Game Boy ones.
Oh, in my dreams.
But on Switch that works with Pocket TCG, like Go working with the main series and home.
Wow,
It'd be
that's
perfect. That's a good point. That is a cool point.
I mean, I think something that holds that back though is that so maybe are the cards in Pocket real or are they for Pocket?
Dude,
they
I don't know
look
actually,
like they're
but
for Pocket.
I think that they're only for Pocket, and that makes me sad.
I know. So I think that any kind of like coordination with a game, then all of a sudden you're just using like the Pocket cards, which is like a little I don't know. But the cool thing about a TCG RPG is that Game Freak does not have to make that. They would just give that to somebody. So so there's always hope of that. There's always hope that they just get somebody on the horn to make that TCG game. This is the same way I feel about Mystery Dungeon. Return Spike Chunsoft's emails. For the love of God. Like somebody please.
Yeah. There's potential. Yep. Man, it's crazy that here's the thing. I'm like so excited that Worlds is going to be in California because I know where California is. Like I can it's
where it is.
like that I don't know. I feel like that feels just super accessible selfishly as a person who lives in America. I'm like,
I mean, Hawaii
that's awesome.
is accessible.
But Hawaii's expensive.
Guys, I got to tell you, I feel like what we just said is correct about the schedule. I genuinely feel like it is.
I feel like it's the best that we could guess. That's what I think.
I feel more confident about it
possible.
now than we've been speculating about this for a while, and I'm like, there's too many variables. But this we're starting to get some clarity.
We actually got some information from the yeah.
Sorry, go for it.
No, please no.
I was just saying good night because he was saying night.
Yeah,
nice,
5 minutes. Yeah, listen, it's 12:36 a.m. on the East Coast. Maybe 2027 Worlds is going to be in Boston. Who knows? Sean Williams with the $2. Sean, what's your? There's no message. There's no comment.
He's just giving us $2.
Appreciate it, Sean. Thank you for being here. It's crazy late right now.
I see people in the chat saying that Koo tweeted, so we're gonna get some definitive answers.
Oh yeah. What do you think, Soul?
Yeah.
No, I actually tweeted it. I was like,
Did you?
said that there was going to be no. Yeah, he said that there was going to be no Legends ZA news in this Worlds, and so you should maybe listen to him about what he's saying. So he just said that ZA promotion will begin this year, so stay calm.
There you go. Nintendo Switch reveal.
Yeah.
2 reveal.
Man, I really do.
I do think that they will do like at least one more. I think just one bit of information before Pokemon Day 2025 about Legends ZA.
Wait. Is his tweet where he said that they wouldn't talk about Legends ZA, is it the one where he said, what if World Championships only talks about that card game app? Would you go riot? Is that the tweet?
Yeah.
Okay. See, you and I have two different definitions of what that means, of what that claims. Yeah, that's funny.
You gotta know with like him, like
yeah.
His English is not great. Like that's actually like his English.
Yeah,
and
right.
And he also tries to be ambiguous. So it's like a big mix of all that.
Yo, Octo Shade with the super chat. Thank you so much. That looks like
Thank you.
First super chat ever, dude.
First super chat ever. I'm sorry my camera pooped out.
We have been streaming since 7 p.m. So
Yeah.
Dusty, you don't just have it plugged in.
I do, but like it's an actual camera, so it overheats.
Mine's
Yeah,
an actual camera. Okay.
What camera do you have?
Sony Alpha something.
The ZV-E10.
Yeah, I think that's it.
It's like a vlogging camera.
wow,
I don't know.
he just said it. Just
I love
knew
her.
it.
I love her though. She's good.
Yeah, I got 2 of this model. It's great. Like it literally just 5 hours it crushed. That's like all I ever need. But when I plug it in, it'll overheat after like 2 hours.
Oh wow.
Like when I use the dummy battery. I should have one like on hand or whatever. Yo, yeah, thank you, Octoshade. I'm off to sleep. Thanks for the stream. Absolutely. I mean, I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you being here. Did Sean say any message later on? I don't think so.
So here's my question. We've got 400, 500, I don't know, people watching this
521
right now.
people are here right now.
Okay, it is
cow.
late. It is the World Championships are over. We've gotten all the news we've gotten.
We got our champion.
What
We got
Luca.
Luca.
Why are people still watching?
Because we're going off right now.
No, I know. I want them to tell me though. Why are they sticking
Why
around?
are you still
what are they
watching?
trying to? What are they?
I mean,
trying
a lot
to,
of them are saying we're going to bed.
I know, but that's like a dozen people. There's like 500.
There's
in
517
the
people watching.
Thank you guys for
concurrently
coming
right now.
out.
It's kind of insane.
I'm like, do you know how to sleep, brothers and sisters?
yeah, 6,000 people have been here. Insane.
VGC on Scarlet and Violet for the next 2 years, says Sean Williams at a $5 super chat. Sean, you're the guy, but I actually did not consider that until this moment.
VGC on SV. Yeah,
Guys.
I know.
I think.
but
no, listen. That's an element of this that we don't know. I do think that's a very common. That's a huge variable. Like Lumia.
It's huge, but I believe.
Like,
so
what
much
is it
in
going to
what-
be?
That timeline that we created here tonight.
No, I know, but I'm a little depressed thinking about this now. This Scarlet
Yeah, I
and
know. 'Cause
Violet
We're
competitive.
gonna do this
No.
for like 2 more years.
Oh
after
no way, Young Smokey with
Bro,
the
just-
$50.
Just dropped it for no reason, nothing. Just
Young Smokey, holy
You're
cannoli!
Thank you. You're
Thank
amazing.
you so much. Thank you so much for being here. You guys are crushing it right now.
Oh
What-
my God, they keep coming in. Bramtastic.
Bramtastic, a penny for every Pokemaniac.
Oh my God.
Bram, go to bed.
You can't see, but I'm trying throwing up
Thank
the
you,
heart
Bram.
emoji right now.
I'm seeing a lot of really nice comments
Oh
in
my
the
God.
chat
I love
too.
you
I
guys
see
so much.
you all. Just so you know, I see
This is
you all.
my
I appreciate
favorite
you.
community.
Yeah,
I love
y'all are
this so
great.
much. I'm gonna unplug my camera and plug it back in.
Cool.
Good people, man.
Listen,
Thank you.
the thing is that I love I do want to say that I think, like, do you remember back when they showed Legends Arceus for the first time and it did not look too hot, and then it got a little bit better the next time we
Yeah.
saw it, and it got a little bit better the third time we saw it, and I feel like that even happened with BDSP. If this game's not going to come out for a while, I am extremely okay with just, for the love of God, don't worry about making something dumb that I could be judgmental about. I would like to see the game, how it's going to look when I play the game, you know?
I
Yeah.
think so. I'm just going back to what we were talking about earlier about like the VGC being stuck on Sword and
Scarlet
Shield.
and Violet.
Sorry, if I'm changing the topic, I think I think a really interesting way that they could go about this is the new Pokemon that they introduced in Pokemon Legends ZA could be backwards compatible into Scarlet and Violet. I think that's totally possible, and potentially, whatever this new random game is, maybe that's the same thing, right? If we get a random game that's just like such a different skew from Gen 10, like a Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, same thing. If they do add new Pokemon, maybe that's the Gen 5 remake, right?
Yeah.
You play as N through the eyes of Pokemon, through ideals.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's
I mean,
interesting.
they kind of have that thing figured out with Pokemon Home right now where it's like, oh, you can move the Pokemon between the games and they can like go back and forth. And like, it feels like they've done a lot of work on the back end to figure that out.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
The idea,
and that was a big deal when
so
they announced it. It's not crazy.
I will say the hardest thing for me to believe would be like Scarlet and Violet getting
Someone's
like a
working on it.
compatibility patch.
Yeah.
I guess it's not that hard to believe, but I don't know. Scarlet and Violet.
I wonder how
here getting
difficult it is,
patches in
though.
late 2025.
I mean, people
I
are
don't
still
think so.
working
You
on
want
it.
to talk about something that Ku said, and he had said it months ago as well, like many months ago, but people just overlooked it. But recently he said it in more clarity as well. There's nobody working on Scarlet and Violet anymore. Like there's no team set up for Scarlet and Violet. There's just like a few people that are still
there's still
running the raids
maintenance.
right now.
There's still
exactly.
obviously there's still
Okay.
But so
new
but,
idea.
Like,
New idea. Pokemon Legends ZA actually has like PvP.
it's interesting.
I don't think
right?
that's
It's
difficult.
interesting.
I don't think that's difficult to do.
I don't know about that being a new idea, but also
Hey, listen.
New,
what if
new
the-
idea in this conversation. Right now.
Okay.
Listen. What if the weird mystery game we can't figure out that's coming out at the end of 2025 is a battle
Sure,
game?
that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be
that's true.
awesome.
Like
I
what
would
if we
love that.
bring that back? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it would
please.
make sense. Imagine this: they say, hey, there's all your every single Pokemon you've got on your sweet Nintendo Switch.
Yep.
You can bring them over to battle on Nintendo
Dude, that's
Switch
my
too.
dream game, actually.
It would be so
really
much
want
fun.
that.
Yeah.
Like I
can
don't know.
min-max
You know
them.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Jeez. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Man, oh man.
It'd
Listen.
be a cool little thing. I wonder how they would deploy that. I wonder if it would be like a digital or a. I don't know. There's a lot of
I
different,
don't know
a lot
how
of
it
different
would
ways that they could, because they could make a whole game with a campaign that's all about like teaching you how to get into competitive. Like they could do something like that, but I don't. It's there's a lot of ways you could attack that. You see it a lot in like fighting game and sports games, like how they're like, oh, let's teach you the mechanics in this so that we can unleash you online.
But I think that's what most Pokemon games are. I think for a long time people have asked for a battle simulator type Pokemon game akin to like, Pokemon Stadium or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think we're ever going to get that for, people will say like because the game's already in 3D. But I think also the main series game is that thing where you play through the story and you learn how to battle and you collect all your Pokemon. And then you finally you assemble a team and you go to Worlds, right? That's the journey. I think.
Right.
And it functions. The Pokemon Company or Game Freak wants these Pokemon games to feel like a simulator. I think they want them to feel like a living experience. You're training your Pokemon. You're using your starter. You min-max your starter. You can give it the ability patch, yada, yada, yada. Like, they want you to, like, make the memories with the Pokemon you captured, the ones that you trade with your friends, and that's what you bring to the finals, right?
Slight pushback. They already kind of do this thing in Scarlet and Violet with, like, the... what are they called when they're, like, the restrictions? How they have, like, new ones that they shuffle in and out?
Oh,
and,
sure.
There's
it's
like
a competitive format.
There's like a living game aspect to how they do like online battles, and maybe it's time we lighten the load of development when we're making these games, and we pluck that out of our Pokemon RPGs and we put it over here with this thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know because it's still like I don't know. I feel like that's just one aspect of it. That's just one aspect of it. Maybe if you like bring I don't know. I think it also maybe like separates the fan base because if you're playing your game, but the competitive meta game's over here, all of a sudden
the fan base
like,
is already separate.
Exactly.
It's already separate.
Like I don't think that's what they want to do. I think it could be an option. I think it could be like you use your main game or you use this if you want. That could work. But
Do you guys know
you're still splitting
Eclipse?
stuff.
Chad is saying Eclipse tweeted something. Is that somebody?
He doesn't know
Eclipse.
anything.
Okay.
He was like, there's gonna be Legends EA news, and there was not.
Oh,
so.
really? Who is it? What's there?
He's just a guy. He's like me. Literally.
Oh, okay.
He's honestly someone I think about when I like throw out, what I just like when I say things online. Because back in like PLA, like 2021, he was like hinting information and he didn't know anything. But I was a new YouTuber, so I was like listening to him, and then I was like, "You don't know anything." But he seems like a nice guy. What is he?
I mean, he's saying
Greek?
he's
is he
saying
Italian.
This is what he said. He said that
I don't think he
basically Legends ZA was set to release on May 30th, 2025. You have to read the whole tweet, but
yeah,
and you also have to be like, everything that you've said really doesn't happen.
Oh no, these people are all over the place in like the Nintendo community. Yeah, no, you can. Okay, I see what's going on.
I mean, maybe
I don't know if you read it, Jake. Maybe you'll feel.
He's making a. Oh, okay. What's the handle?
It's just at 3 clips.
Oh, see, I was never gonna find this. Okay.
Yeah. At
3 clips
underscore TT.
Okay. Jesus. Okay.
Is it this one right here, Soul?
Okay, got it.
Yeah, it's that one. See, he pulled it up.
Thank you. Okay, back in mid-January with some huge recap on what to announce and whatnot, yet to be decided. Goodies, cards, VG, collaboration products, etc. There was one important decision from our Game Freak / Big N periodical meeting. The release date of Pokemon Legends ZA was set on May 30th, 2025. It's important to note that this is not a placeholder date. That sounds like a placeholder date, like many could think, but also it's not publicly advertised yet because they can modify the date before an actual reveal based on what works. This is kind of what I was saying about it being a flex game. Before the actual reveal based on what works from the team. I can see it anticipated by 1 to 2 weeks more postponed than, I mean, that's typically how that kind of thing works, is that they have 1 to 2 weeks is actually a little small. I would say maybe 3 or 4 for it, even upwards of 5. I mean,
if this
if this is real, but I also think that this is somebody making something up and creating a backdoor for themselves when it doesn't go the way that it. I don't know. Back in mid-January, they decided this flexible release date of May 30th.
I mean, it does line up with when I think it could come out in general.
Sure. But I also wonder if did Nintendo know about their own plans back in January all the way? Like, I don't, so I don't know. I take this as real as your common 4chan rumor, if you will.
As you should at this point. Unfortunately, I like the guy. He's a good.
Yeah, he seems like a nice guy.
Nice guy in the community, but everything that he has said is something never really ends up being something.
You know what I want from a leaker? Everybody goes for the obvious things. They go for starters. They go for release dates. I want somebody to tell me something. Yeah. Something like so specific.
Dude, those are the best ones.
Dynamax is coming.
I want somebody to tell me, you guys are not going to believe when you see the first trailer how red your character's shoes are. And then that trailer comes out and I see those red shoes and I go, I will follow you to the ends of the earth. I will, you know what I mean? That's all. That's it. That's all I need. Yeah.
Do you remember when Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu leaked? Like, this was the image that leaked.
I did not think it was real. When I saw it, I was like, it's fake.
Show me.
This was the image that leaked on 4chan, and everyone said, it's fake.
Hot. That's hot.
Everyone said, it's fake. We're not going to Kanto.
I actually thought it was fake. I was
me
like,
too.
No way that
I'm like, no way. Someone was like, that's
hot.
They were like, Lapras is from, Sun and Moon.
Kanto. Oh, yeah.
I didn't even think it was that. I just looked at it, and because of like the blurriness and whatever, I'm like, this is just a typical 4chan. Like, they created it in Blender. And then once you started looking at it a little more, it was like, okay, maybe.
And they're like, why would Gyarados' tail be up so high? This is so fake.
I
but
think
it's like that's how the
game
plays.
It's hard too because it's like, if you go, oh no, they're just manipulating Pokemon Go assets, you're kind of right. You are. So, it's hard to, So that's cool though. Take me back. Take me back to.
So like, but this is the stuff that's so exciting, or like the Ben Affleck leak. Like, again, it's like so specific.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of are back there, actually, Jake. We're in the same like period of like there's nothing but let's go Pikachu and Eevee on the horizon right now.
Look at
I want that high contrast game again. Oh god.
Yeah, I like that.
Man, like this person straight up says Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing.
That was the craziest. That was actually
that will synergize Pokemon in specific areas. I don't think that was announced.
No, that's like something.
Eternatus is the evil legendary.
Like they say something about their shoes. It's like
term.
Yeah.
See, I love. Let me give you this term. This like
your rival is named.
Was dropped. I was like, what in the world? This is real. Like this thing is real.
Is the assumption that like this person saw a trailer that then shortly all the information was in one trailer?
Not all of it. I think they saw many because it's a lot of information.
Yeah, it wasn't
all in one.
Yeah, it was like confirmed over time.
It might not have been someone that saw a trailer, but we do assume that they were like in localization trailers.
Yeah. Okay, because I will tell you, having worked where I previously worked at it's not important, but there were times when we heard from people who were on that side of things, and it was like we got the new, for the Nintendo Direct or whatever, and it's all right, I don't know if I trust you or not, and sometimes it was true,
Yep.
So
no, I
crazy.
I've seen it myself, so I totally get it.
Yeah, this was the leak that we were looking at, Soul.
Wait, I got
Rumor.
one. Okay, Soul, I'm coming for you right now.
Okay.
A long time ago, you promised me that the Gen 5 remix.
And I thought you forgave me for that.
No. But then the last time I was on Hidden Power. This was a while ago. This was many months ago. You were like, no. I still have my own source, another source that tells me about the fall of this year, the year we are currently in, that something was coming. What is your current status on that?
I don't remember saying that exactly.
We have the tape.
I think you should.
I'll go to the tape
because I really don't remember saying that.
You specifically made a big deal out of being like, no, I have a source that people don't know about. Like that was your language.
That is
maybe it fell through,
but yeah, I don't know.
Do you feel it fell through?
I can't speak for Soul, but I will say like we definitely were thinking at the time like okay, like we were like coping. We were like Gen 5 remakes must come at the end of the year. That's where I was at, and I have no sources.
That's where you were at.
Yeah.
I
have no sources.
I was pretty sure that it would still come out for this year because we still had the rest of this year to go, and it just made sense since Legends ZA was coming out in 2025. Yeah. But then I soon heard after that nothing's coming out.
I think there's
I don't remember saying that I was confident in that. I think maybe I speculated that was the case, but you should. That's why I'm saying like I'd really actually like to know if I did say that because I would be stupid if I did say that.
I just it's stuck in my mind when you said you had a source that nobody else had because I was like okay, that actually means something to me. And I was just curious if anything ever shook out there, but
your sources like flip-flop though, right? Because again, it's like they're people like anyone else. I really think I'm starting to think I do like the idea of like kind of a wild card game like Let's Go where it's like a play on a completely different game style, right?
Yeah,
I like the idea of that being the Gen 5 game that was maybe supposed to come out this year that we don't get until next year. Because that'd be really cool, right? Obviously, everything's switched up, but that could work, If we're still trying to,
See, so I'm kind of the mind right now that I feel like Gen 5 remakes we're not even that's 2028 or bust.
It's possible that's a thing. Like what you're saying is that it wasn't ever going to happen. But I actually don't think that. I think that if it didn't happen now, that it's not going to happen later. I think that maybe how it worked out was the Blueberry Academy was like a soft.
Sure.
Like
I agree.
Like a Gen 5, not remake though, like revisit.
Yeah.
Because
I agree.
Because Gen 5 were the worst selling Pokemon games.
I've always said this. I don't think Game Freak likes them. They don't have Pokemon brand power. You never see those Pokemon getting pushed like you see Gengar. You know what I mean?
The only
that's just one option. That's not actually what It might be like maybe
People
that's
could have
what they
been
wanted
fed
to do, but
wrong information on purpose. Like
that's
like
also a thing
your
that's been
sources
happening.
could have been told information that was always going to be wrong, right?
Dude, we've got some stories of Nintendo doing that like
Yeah.
crazy. Nintendo it was a few years ago. Nintendo went on a war trying to figure out where their leaks were. It was interesting. Yeah.
That's very possible that like Nintendo was like, listen, Pokemon Company, you guys got to get your stuff in order because like they've been leaking every single game that they had, and the last big leak for Scarlet and Violet was huge, and I can just imagine them cracking down on that.
Did you guys hear about Star Fox Grand Prix? Did this ever come up?
No.
It was literally a million video game journalists were like, yeah, Star Fox Grand Prix, new Star Fox racing game. It was they literally made up to catch leakers.
Wow.
Dude, crazy. I'm kind of hoping that the weirdo next fall game, if they're going in and if they're going to try something different, go in and do something a little experimental, I'm actually hoping it goes maybe a little, they dip their toes into being a little action-y.
I can
I
see
mean,
that. Well, but isn't that
I know.
Legends ZA? Isn't that
Legends already.
ZA?
I know. Listen, if Legends decides to take it even further, I'm so into that.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Ever since that dumb synchro machine, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like it.
They
It's
gotta
in my
build on
head.
that. Yeah.
It's in my head.
Well,
I mean,
were
if it's not in Legends ZA, the synchro machine, then I do think it's gonna pop up again,
somewhere.
no matter what.
Yeah. Unless it was just like a shoehorn, like they were just reusing assets to just create the illusion or some like, kind of weak post game feature.
Pokemon recently tweeted like just this video of like them doing like a race or something. I don't know what it was. I forget. It was a race of like 3 different Pokemon synchro machine, and I just think that they actually value what content it can create online.
Yeah,
I think that's why they might like dig into it more. Like
so they used the Union Circle, and they had like multiplayer, and multiple people were. Wow, I didn't even think you could do that.
Yep. And they were like racing. Yeah, actually,
That's
in this specific video, I think they cut it, so they might have not done the Union Circle for this one, but fans have done that multiple times anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, about sources and stuff, like we can talk off air about that more. I just don't. I don't like being like saying something that isn't true as well. So I hope I didn't say that.
I don't think a single person remembered what you said. Besides, I just thought it was interesting because everything I see, I go, well, that's nonsense. And then you said that on a pod. I'm a big fan. I was literally like, I'm taking this to the bank. So that was it.
Yeah, which
yeah,
normally that should be
sure.
true. But this has been a really funky situation with the Gen 5 remakes, which I'm still on the fence about what's going to happen with them.
Dusty, you're rolling this Pokemon Masters trailer right now.
Yeah.
Can I ask you something? Maybe this is insane. Does anybody feel like the Pokemon Masters is it so its own thing that I shouldn't think about it this way, or do you feel like Pokemon Masters kind of indicates a willingness to have all the different generations together, have all of these characters together, take something from the anime, put it in the video games, put all these things together? Is there like I feel like I see this in the anime too, with like the Masters 8 tournament and all the people coming together. Is that a new thing in Pokemon, do you feel, to kind of have this, or am I just reading into things that are meaningless?
Maybe they like have been leaning into it more recently. I feel like this is something they've always wanted to do. I mean, in Generation 5 and Black 2 and White 2.
Like, look at all of this.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like mixing the different, what are they called? Like the different mediums. I think this is only, what we're talking about in Pokemon Masters EX only exists where like you have anime and TCG and video game stuff. You have all these different mediums, anime meshed together. I think it's only allowed because it's a mobile game, right? I think
even in the chat, somebody's pointing out like had it in Gen 5, but I'm like, didn't Ash Ketchum himself appear in Pokemon Masters?
Yes.
Like that's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
And there's always been hints with like Pokemon Yellow version is kind of ironic, like iconically a reference to the anime with like you can get all the starters. You start with the Pikachu, yada yada, and in Sun and Moon, there are actually what is it? it's called Battle Bond Greninja, but
Yeah.
it has the design of an Ash Greninja, which is an anime thing. They've always kind of towed the line.
Mm-hmm.
No, you know what? Maybe they really started just to do that around Gen 7. Because, right, that's, I think, what you're talking about. This game came out, what, in Gen 8?
I don't know.
Pokemon Masters?
I think, something about that.
So, yeah,
around there.
maybe it's a new thing that they're trying to, kind of...
I just think, honestly, it's Word. Not made by Game Freak, basically.
But,
so
but
it's like-
apparently, yeah. No, I hear what you're saying, Soul. I think, but like all I've ever heard was that Pokemon Masters does abide by in-game canon and lore, and like they.
Oh, the
try to,
lore is actually. There's been no place where it's been disproven that the lore is not canon.
All I've ever seen is that it specifically
that's-
is meant to enhance
that's
whatever's in
kinda
the video
cool.
games. It is cool.
Yeah.
Like,
it is cool. It makes
That's
it
sick.
What
Oh,
if-
so in the
what if-
ads they even use the video game
Yeah.
like this stuff, they use it alongside as
Yeah.
if to communicate that they're the same.
It'd be
Yeah.
awesome. They
What
still
if
haven't
this game
connected
comes to
them yet,
Switch?
so-
What if Pokemon? This is Pokemon Masters EX. What if we get Pokemon Masters Unova?
I mean, at this point, they should just
Triple
do it
battles.
because they have so much in this game. Now, if they built it up so much, the problem is that it's a gacha game, so it's
Yeah.
it's kind of like it has to be like.
No, but
I
you-
also
you-
think like the
No, but you hear what I'm saying? Like, so like, Pokemon Let's Go came out of, right, the success of Pokemon Go. What if we get a game
Oh, I see what you
as
mean.
goofy as Pokemon Let's Go that is a product basically of the success of Pokemon Masters?
I think if Masters was that successful,
yeah,
then
it's
yes.
not.
Is it not?
It's
yeah,
not.
yeah, no,
It's not
no.
Pokemon Go 2016 levels of success.
Yeah. I
Unfortunately.
like the idea though, and I guess what I was just thinking about was like, even in the Scarlet and Violet DLC, they're like, oh, you're at the Blueberry Academy, which is in Unova, and it's
Yeah.
like, that's weird. Like that seems like a willingness that you did not have before.
Yeah, sure. To be that
I don't
direct.
know.
No, but they
Yeah.
have though in the past. They definitely
Yeah.
have. Like we see that in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. They're like, there's literally there's a gym replica on one of the islands in Alola to depict, to show it's like for tourists to be like, this is what a gym is in Kanto, because you don't know what gyms are.
Right. Right.
Which maybe
Yeah,
that's
and-
to a
and
lesser
that-
extent,
well,
and they make sense of it in the universe.
And I think like that kind of speaks to what I'm saying too. It's like that was an anniversary game.
Yeah.
And so it feels like
This is what we were talking about off air, Jake.
yeah.
The 30th anniversary is probably going to do something similar.
Yeah, we'll
Listen,
do a video about it soon.
Oh my God.
Toby's
Toby
back
just
in the
woke
chat.
up.
Yeah, I was about to say like I don't know how long he slept because
Yeah.
No, not long enough.
yeah, because
Go-
it's like 7 a.m. for him. I
No,
think.
go
Yeah.
back to
Or
sleep.
6
Toby,
6 a.m.
we're going to put up this last hour of a conversation up as a VOD.
I actually need to go to bed.
No, I do
gotta work
too.
tomorrow.
I do too. This is insane. But hey, here, I can't really make it. Let's change the screen. Thank you guys. If you guys are here, if you're still watching, we love you so much. Young Smokey, incredible,
Kiara.
impeccable donation. Honestly, all the donations tonight, the super chats, the channel membership, yada yada yada. We really really appreciate it. I mean, we are only doing this stream because of you guys, right? Because you guys are here with us. I appreciate Jake Steinberg for being here.
Jake is
Jake
becoming
is a friend of the
Steinberg
show,
right now.
a part of the community, spiritual fourth member of the Hidden Power podcast. Appreciate you, man, so much. He's transformed into a Psyduck.
I genuinely thought you couldn't see my camera, so I was having the time of my life. I was like, Dusty has no idea.
No,
dude.
I saw.
Oh man.
Yeah,
This
thank
was
you
fun.
guys so
Thank you
much
for
for being
having me.
here.
Yeah.
I gotta put just type in Jake Steinberg on YouTube. That's Jake's YouTube link. I don't have it in the description right now.
Or at Jake knows it, right?
Yeah, oh, no, is it Jake? It's Jake knows it, or is it?
My Twitter's Jake knows it. Yeah. My YouTube is like
I'm in
youtube.com/@Jake
in
Steinberg.
the Twitter world, so. that's
Yeah,
it.
me
that's
too.
true.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Jake.
Are you going to me? Oh
gonna
God,
go
what
to
have I
you.
said recently? Oh
It's
my
all right.
God. what
It's
have I-
like a,
Jake,
what can-
Jake's got a
what can
dog
be used
named
against
Chip.
me?
That's right. That's Chip the dog.
He's a writer and a narrative consultant.
The dog.
That's correct.
He's Jewish
If
and
you
Cuban.
if you need to consult on any narrative work, my email's in my bio
Oh.
at the end there. So
And he's a YouTube yapper. He's doing a lot of that
YouTube
today.
yapper.
Oh, I love
doing a
that.
lot. Yeah, that's right, baby.
A lot.
Has there ever, we didn't even look through this. This is the where Worlds has been in the past. This was made by Kingly Majesty. We got Florida, California, and San Diego, Hawaii, California, Hawaii. Wow, a lot of like sunny places.
How could you bust this out as you were doing the exit?
Dude,
talk?
what?
I know.
could
dude,
I
you do
missed
that?
it.
This has got to be a whole nother thing, bro.
What
Vancouver,
have you
British
done?
Columbia, Washington, D.C., USA, Boston, Massachusetts. I didn't even know they had it there. That's in 2015. I was in college then.
Kingly kills it with these, by the way. I just
Yeah,
want to
so
shout
good.
him out for this stuff. This is awesome.
San Francisco's it's done before. Wow, San Francisco, listen, is the
Oh, okay,
10-year
they
anniversary.
They did it before.
Yeah,
I see.
but that again is they did Anaheim in 2017.
Yeah, like backwards they did it. So someone suggested to me on Twitter that
ZA backwards.
that it's because they have like maybe like a contract with them,
Maybe.
like that they have to do like 2 places.
So
in
that's the thing.
California.
They can actually like make a deal with like the state. Like that's
Mhm.
something that actually can happen for an event of that size.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
not 100% sure what the draw
To kinda
is
lock
for the
it in.
Pokemon World Championships, but yeah, because it like brings a lot of
Commerce.
brings
yeah.
a lot of money. So
For sure.
Nashville.
I gotta go
I
to
can't
bed.
believe Boston's actually happening. Anyways, appreciate you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you for being here. All the
I mean,
donations,
you guys are welcome to
all the
stay
love,
on
all the
longer
comments.
if you want.
No, I'm going to bed, man. It's 1 a.m. on a Sunday night.
Yeah.
But we love you
Enough.
guys. Thank you to Jake
Yes.
for subscribe, buy some merch. Shop.hiddenpowerpodcast.com.
Get some
All right.
rest. Get some sleep.
All right.
yeah.
See you guys. I have to end the stream, I guess. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. We're seeing behind the. There we go. Oh,
Bye.